Hi, this is Countess Maria. I want to talk to you for a moment. There was a question that was asked um, by a black man, by a brother, and he asked a couple of sisters this question: do you think that we had let you down? And also, do you think it's our fault why we are in the position that we are in? Now, I think she said yes, because one of them had said, there was quite a few of them that was there, but one of them spoke up. She said no. So I'm going to share with you my opinion. I don't think that it's their fault, and the reason why I don't think it's their fault is because I have heard the brothers repeatedly as I grew up about how to conduct yourself. What you wear and what you don't wear, what you say, what you don't say. After all, when you look at it, it's male and female, and we connect from day one. We connect. So females will give male opinions, and male will give females opinions, and this is how you work things out, and you work things out and move on to the next level. It seems to me that that question that was asked quite a few years ago is still up in the air somewhere, because no one is paying attention to the question. No one is answering the question. No one is displaying the question. Back in the day, and I mean back in the day when I was a little girl and before I was a little girl, but when I was a little girl, I learned a lot because um, I used to always be in grown folks' business. Back in the day, they said, let her go somewhere. She don't need to hear what we have to say. But my mom would say, no, she's wise enough to understand what you're saying, and she needs to know. And that was a good thing because I learned that Betty was this way, and Sue was another way, and they had their different opinions about the topic, but it taught me a lot about females. One of the things they used to talk about, is how their parents, and these are women that were in probably in their 50s, 60 years old when when I was a child, and they were discussing about their parents. So they used to talk about how their parents would, make them change clothes if they're not dressed appropriate. And back in those days, they wore the hat, the gloves, and things like that, and what you call a pencil dress. But the pencil dress that they wore wasn't the pencil dress that they're wearing nowadays. I mean, you're not running around shaking like jelly bean, or your guts hanging out, and you're thinking you're looking good because your guts hanging out. But anyway, the reason why I believe that it's not their fault is because they have been trying to tell us. They have been trying to get our attention. They have been trying to, show some love. But somehow the word hate came up, and now that's one of the main words that people use when you're trying to help them or school them or lead them the right way. The first thing they'll say is that ain't nobody want to hear that old stuff. But if it wasn't a history, it wouldn't be a future. If you don't know how to do things in life to survive, then you won't be able to survive in the future. The things that we wear, us women wear, brings says a lot about us. And you don't want to learn. I won't say you don't want to learn, but you won't learn. Well, maybe I should say you don't want to learn. You don't want people to tell you about your hair, your weaves. People are not telling you about weave because they're jealous or because they hating on you. Why would they have to be jealous when they go to the store and purchase some hair or some plastic or whatever you want to call it? Because nowadays they don't make hair like they used to wear, like they used to make back in the day. Back in the day, they made some good hair that didn't give you problems, and your hair will grow, not go bald, and you didn't have spots and sores and stuff like that in your underneath your scalp, not just on your scalp. I'm sorry, not just on your scalp, but underneath your scalp. You have living species running around there because you have allowed the plastic material or chemical materials to be shredded like hair, and then you put it on your head. There was a talk about that not too long ago. On I think it's YouTube, when they was asking what type of hair that these Asian people were sending us, and the dye that they used was unspeakable. A lot of them didn't even know where the hair was coming from. A lot of them did know, but didn't want to speak because if the world was to find out exactly what type of hair it was, so if it really was hair, there wouldn't be no such thing as the beauty salon anymore. And those women in India that cut their hair and the other people that cut their hair, you don't, you have to pay some good money for it, and hopefully they didn't have any disease. But anyway, then you're doing your nails. You notice that when you go in, they wearing masks and you're not, and you're bringing your children in that environment. I don't want to go there with that. It just seems like we're having children and don't know how to take care of them. And that's a shocking to me, and I'm quite sure it's a shocking to a lot of black people because we were natural born care providers. We care for our children. We care for one another. We listen to one another, and we try encouraging one another to do better in your life. But now it's it's so, everything is so segregated. It's so mm, slave mentality until it's pathetic. You don't want to talk about slavery, but you act like a slave. You don't want to be taught. You don't want to be involved in what's going on with the blacks, but you want to act like you are involved, and you're not. You're cast aside. You're over there where you can be used, abused, misled, mistreated, lied to, walked on, beat up, prostituted, selling your soul. That's what you're doing. You see, when you make your when you put on your clothes, you're looking in the mirror and you're saying to yourself, "Oh, I look like this," right? And you do. You can't tell me or anyone else that when you're wearing skin tight pants that is making your organs look like pig chitlins, that you're okay. Because later on in life, you're going to have problems with your organs. If you didn't know that, go and sit down and talk to a doctor, somebody that's going to tell you the truth. skin tight clothes is going to give you a problem in your future. And so is silk underwears. Silk is not really made for people's skin. It cannot allow your skin to breathe. So when you're wearing silk panties and your coochie can't breathe, your ass can't breathe, guess what? The air that comes out of there goes back in with contamination because whatever is down there is going to mix up and go back in. I don't want to talk too long because I'm running out of time. But we have to come together. We have to stop this nonsense. People are laughing because you're out of shape and you're wearing a certain dress, and people are saying, "Oh, honey, I wear that. You look good. Don't care about what nobody else say. They just jealous." It's not that we're jealous. If you want to look like Hollywood, dress like Hollywood. Don't be. And what I mean by dress, go and get you a freaking girdle, or go over there to the family fitness center and work your ass out and get in shape before you put on something that's making you look like Humpty Dumpty in the wall. Our men have been trying to tell us something for God knows when, and we're not listening. In order for you to listen, you got to hear. You got to hear what the Spirit is saying to us. And stop this hating. And putting out there, speaking in words. Oh, you hating. Oh, you hating. Look how much hate is coming towards you because you are the one that spoke the word. How in the hell a man gonna hate you because of what you wearing and it's inappropriate? It seems like you have eyes that you could see. You could see what you got on. You can see how you look. If you can't see how you look, don't wear it. And for God's sake, leave them people alone that's telling you that you look good. I know a lady that's about 600 pounds, and everybody tell her she look good. You can continue stuffing and eating about 90 pounds of fried chicken and 2 bags of French fries. Two, no, no, no. 10 bags of French fries, a gallon of soda, a gallon of ice cream, a cake, and a whole pie. And I could go on, but my time is limited. And they tell her she's beautiful. They tell her you don't look bad. You do you. You be yourself. Well, just by looking at her, we could tell that's herself. Because she wasn't educated on how to be a woman or a lady. She wasn't educated on how to dress. She wasn't educated on how to put on her makeup. And some of y'all, oh my God, are you serious? I mean, it's Halloween every freaking day, isn't it? Change everything about you into this person that you're not. And most of you won't wash off your makeup because the makeup is so expensive you can't afford it. So you keep it on all night, all day. And then when you take a shower, you got to protect it from getting wet. Or when you're swimming, you got to swim above your head. I mean, above your head. You cannot let the water above your past your neck. It's just crazy. And I'm struggling with this because I don't want you to get upset with me, but I have to tell you the truth about what's really going on. And this is one of the reasons why our men are turning to other races. I mean, you got to give them some respect. They don't have to sit here for the rest of their life waiting on you to get your shit together. And a lot of you run behind white men, and white men First of all, if you don't have no education, they know exactly how to treat you. And you think it's cute. You think they're gonna take care of your ass for the rest of your life. A white man to have you and be happily married. But the reason why he have you is because you're a product of what they call whores. You don't. A lot of us don't even know who their baby, our children fathers are. A lot of us don't know how to cook fire or start a fire or boil water. All you know how to do is put noodles in a pan and boil it, or throw some wieners in there. I I want to show you something. I don't know if you could see this or not. Yeah, you could see it. Let me put my glasses on. Can you see that? I don't think you can. Wait a minute, let me turn this light on. 'Cause I want you to see this. Can you see this? This is you. She by herself, no curtains, empty house, no pictures. She got a letter. She got a letter. Could it be eviction notice? Section 8? You don't have no one. You don't need a man. See, when you down and out, when you got things going on, you got a lot of friends. But once you down and out, or if you get real sick, you're gonna be like this. All the pencil dressing and all the makeup and trying to look another color that you're not, bleaching your face, arching everything, putting on fake balls, putting on plastic balls in your titties, and cement ass or whatever you get that is cheap. Later on in life, you're gonna look like this, in despair, have no one to turn to. All of the males have used your ass. Now what? And if you get a husband, would you know how to keep him? Because the urge of going out there and making more money is gonna cost your relationship. It's gonna cost you your relationship. Sooner or later, your man gonna find out that you went out on him. Either he gonna go out on you, or he gonna leave. You back to this. You see, the spirit in this world, what he does is that he will attack females if he can. If the men were to move out the way, he'll attack you. That happened before in the biblical days. That spirit would attack you to a point where you will be by yourself. And when you're by yourself like this and have no one to turn to, guess what you turn to? Back to the way you were before. Whoredom. Going back to the club and picking you a man or a husband. Going and walk the streets. You got to heal yourself. You see this? Earth. See what it says? Feminine. You know what this means? It means that you have to restore. You have to come back into your rightful position. You have to realize who you really are And forget all this divas and this and that and this and that. You are a woman, a black woman at that. A lot of times you will hear the word queen. You don't hear it no more, or hardly anymore. Who wants the type of queen that run around showing everything to everybody at any time of the day or night? It's almost like if you went for a job and they tell you you have to take off the wig. Do you have Facebook? Okay, you have to have surgery, have that taken off. All this stuff have to be taken off in order to enter into your new job, which probably pay you about $53 an hour, $100 an hour, 200 and some dollars an hour. You mean to tell me you're not gonna go and have that done? Of course you are. It's like prostitution. You get a lot of money for it, so they say. I know some that do $5 hit. All they want is $5, and they'll do what you ask them to do. So is this the men's fault? No, but look at them. Only the strong will survive. They're having a difficult time already dealing with this world. They're having a difficult time dealing with us. And we as a race always fight against one another. Instead of taking it into consideration why people are saying what they're saying to us, we automatically accuse them of hating. And where that word come from in our culture, I don't know. In our culture, there's no hating, there's no jealousy, we were unified from the beginning of time. Until we got to America, then separation stepped in, and that's where we are. Now we segregated against one another. We separated from one another. We don't even speak to one another. We don't talk to one another. We pass by each other. You can stand in line in the store and nobody's going to say nothing to you. Nobody cares if you're hurting. Nobody cares if someone just passed away in your life and you're looking like you lost your best friend. They ain't going to say nothing. But you gotta come to yourself. You gotta, before it's too late. And it's getting too late. You're going to be like this pretty soon. Don't blame it on the brother. Don't blame it on your mama. Don't blame it on your sister. Don't blame it on your boyfriend or your children's fathers or your fathers, your children's, your children's fathers. Don't blame it on your father. Don't blame it on no one. It's you standing in the need of prayer. Chin. You see what it says? Devotion. Earth. You see that? And Chin is a prince. He's a prince. This is indicating that if you were to do this, heal yourself, start changing your way of thinking and changing your way of being and changing the way you dress and change the way you eat, for God's sake. Stay the freak out of fast food restaurants. Leave the freaking McDonald's alone. Don't you hear and don't you understand what they kind of meat they serving you guys? And you're giving it to your children. Do you not understand? Have you looked at the movie called Serpent and the Rainbow? A true story. I suggest if you haven't, try finding it as quick as possible and look at the movie and listen to what is being said. At the end of the movie, in the movie, it was about a portion that the United States had wanted from this Jamaican guy. And it would make you like a zombie. And they got it. And we're confused because we're wondering how come so and so is acting like this and acting like they don't have no heart and no love and no soul. And McDonald's, Burger King, churches, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm missing one. Wendy's Hamburger. McDonald's, Burger King. Yeah, that's one more I can't think of. One of the favorite ones. Carl's Jr. And I'm not saying they all are doing it, but we know for a fact that McDonald's have had histories of deceiving you. Kentucky Fried Chicken have had histories of deceiving you. And I'm surprised how the older people are running to McDonald's and eating the shit that is causing them to slowly die off. And guess what? The medical department has already made a name for the disease. They're just waiting for you guys to come. Oh, you got Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompas? Yeah, you got Oompa Loompas. Have you been eating beef? Have you been eating French fries? Oh yeah, I like McDonald's. No more beef and French fries to you. But they never said, have you been eating chitlins? Have you been eating fatback pigs? Have you been eating a pig at all? Have you been eating ham? Have you been eating cows? Because you do eat horses, you know. If you eating at McDonald's, you eating horse meat sometimes. That was on the news. So you got the hair, you got the chemical hair weeds that's causing you to be bald-headed and insects running around inside your scalp, breathing and making more babies. So one of these days your scalp might just start, moving around. It might. You find it happening now before they stop it. But what if you can't stop it and it just take over your head? I mean, it's going. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting sick behind that. But you're putting on makeup that is made out of pig lipstick, pig makeup, and eyeshadow. Mascara is definitely not good for you because if you read the label, a lot of this stuff have alcohol. Besides pig, it's alcohol in it. So eventually you're going to have cataracts and every goddamn thing else they can think of, you're going to have it. Then you run around with these clothes on that is so tight you can't hardly breathe. When it does breathe, it kind of pushes itself up and run over your belt, or push itself up and run over your skirt line or your whatever you have on your panties. It pushes itself up if you have panties on. That's another thing. I wouldn't touch you with a long-handled spoon if you didn't wear panties. I tell you that. Ain't no telling what you've been sitting on that then creeped up in that. Hey, I'll leave it alone. I'm trying to get your attention to tell you that you need to change. It's getting late. These people are, they already polluted your mind. Somewhere, somehow, it got to stop. You have to stop one day and look at yourself in the mirror. I don't care if it takes you a whole day to look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, would you want your children to be like that? Would you want a man to treat your daughter the way he does? Or would you want the woman to be the way you are and is married to your son? Or is with your son? No, you wouldn't. What's the first thing you're going to think of when she came to your house with no panties on and a pencil dress and got makeup on that's so bright it's lighter than her hands and it's lighter than her neck, and then you turn around and have a weave on and and you could tell it's a weave. I mean, I don't care how good they put the weave on your head. Your eyes do not deceive you. Get that through your head. It does not look like it's real. And I'm not saying, uh, 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 don't wear wigs or don't wear wigs, but you're gonna pay a good penny. You're gonna pay about a couple $1,000 for the hair itself, real hair, and that part is what gets me. Who wants to wear that? That's what gets me. But I can understand some people, they have medical conditions. I can understand that. Some people, I'm just talking about those of you who are using it for the wrong purpose. You're on the bus and if you're trying to knock it out the place where it's biting you at, imagine what it's gonna do when somebody's sitting there and is running behind your head, running down your back, and you over here flipping and thinking you looking good and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you, but I am talking about you. If that makes sense. I'm not hating on you. If I didn't love my people, if I didn't love my sisters, I wouldn't take the time out to say what I have to say. But if it doesn't help anybody but just one person, then I have done my job. Don't let what you wear change you. Be who you are, and it's far more better than what you presenting yourself to be in nowadays. I can see a person, they could you could have a clown suit on, and you might like the clown suit, but I see the heart, and I see what you really are looking for, the way you really want to be. And the way you really want to be is not the way you are. The way you are is because you want to be accepted. And why would you want to be accepted by people who are lying to you, telling you that you look good? They shouldn't have to tell you. You should know. But this is what happens when you don't sit down and let your parents or somebody else teach you something. This is what happens when you can't take criticism. This is the results. Criticism, when I went to college, they taught that criticism is a necessity for your strength. It's a necessity to make you a better person. Everything that is gold everything that it glitters is not gold, not necessarily gold. Every time you wake up in the morning, it doesn't mean your life's supposed to go smooth. You're on earth. It's no way. Even rich people have problems. Look at the White House and the ones that's in it. "22. This is saying you can change to a better person if you desire to, and your life will be better. It's your decision on what you want to do with your life. I can sit here and I could talk to you until I'm poked out in the face. But if your desire is to look the way you look, then go ahead. But when life itself start moving and changing you from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 and on up, you're going to think about the time when people was trying to talk to you and trying to help you. You're going to realize that they wasn't hating on you after all. I think that's a topic that someone should speak on, about a thin line between love and hate. But you must know the fruit that people bear when they're talking to you. And that's what the Bible said. Know the fruit that they bear. It also says, know who labor among you. And that could be taken many ways, but let's just say this. Right now, I'm labeling among you because I want to see you do better. I want to see you get better. I want to see you on top. I want to see you happy, your life fulfilled. I want to see you walk closer with God. I want to see the Holy Spirit work in your life. I want to see your family happy. I want to see prosperity all through the bloodline. I want to see the chains mend together, not keep being broken in pieces. A house divided won't stand. And that's including you. I'll come back to this. But that's including you. A house, your physical house, your spiritual house, your body is against each other because you think this way, but you're looking that, but you're acting like that. You want to look like this, but you're dressed like that. You want to walk like this, but you're walking like that. You want your friends to be like this, but you're aiming for something better than that. People is like this. Birds with feathers flocks together. So if you hanging around with garbage, around the garbage, how you gonna go over here and then want to be in this executive suite? Your first impression is a lasting expression. Once people see you, how you dress, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Oh, she must be this, she must be that because the way she dressed. Yes, but what about when you continue to dress like that? It speaks for itself. You have problems, and not only do you have problems with your life, but you have with your excuse me. Not only do you have problems with your partner, but you have problems in other areas. Most people hire you if you come in looking like God knows what. They hire you to do the lowest job there is and pay you the lowest job there is, and you think that you got yourself something. And you keep in mind, you will be the first they're gonna fire. Yeah, 22. You have the choice. And when people talk to you, they're not just talking. The Spirit is talking within them. I'm telling you, look at what is going on. Look at that. Look at this. All of this behind this woman here. Where's the other one? Bam. You see that? And they're all in different departments. Achin. What is this called? Shaman. And of course we have the everyday oracle and my little ancient. These are ancient, the oldest sticks there are telling the fortune. Oldest fortune telling it tool is this. You have a chance. This is what it's saying. You have a chance instead to lead this. You have a chance to lead this and be with this. He's the prince. If you do this, work on yourself, come back to earth, come down and humble yourself, and start back up by renewing and refreshing your spirit. This is what you call being born again. You went out and you did those things, now come back home and learn from the start. You're never too old to learn. Learn from the start of what it is or what it means to you to survive in this earth, what it means in this world, what it means to you to be the woman you want to be instead of the woman you're trying to be for everybody to be pleased. You can only please one person, and that's you. And once you please you, everybody else is either they with you or they're against you. But who wants to be the one who wants people in their life that is against them? Oh my God, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm gonna have to cut some of this off anyway. But blessed be upon thee, and I'll see. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and leave your comments below. Let me know your thoughts and your concern, and all the negativities will be blocked. I'm Countess Maria. Until the next time, blessed be upon thee and thy seed.